What the fuck is with the Grasp Azir today? What is going on? Someone explain to me why everyone is talking about Grasp Azir and now suddenly taking Grasp Azir. Nothing changed in the patch for Grasp. It was already fine. It was already playable. Why today everybody's playing it or talking about it? I'm so confused. Oh, there it is right there. It was played in LCK? There it is then. I fucking knew. I knew there had to be a reason that everyone suddenly today was talking about it or playing it. That's such bait. Who'd they pick it into in LCK, by the way? Who'd they play it into? What matchup? Yeah, Rise. It would be weird if it was Rise. I mean, it's viable. Like, it's viable. I've played it a few times. I think it's much better in top lane, but anyway, let's do this. So, what was your reasoning behind this VOD? Is this one of those Cancer Master games? Say no more if that's what it is. You don't even have to explain if it's just one of those games. Because my goodness, this Elo is dog shit. Ah, it's one of those games. I know what kind of game you're talking about. The games that are free as fuck, but somehow you end up losing because it's Elo shit. Yeah, I know those kinds of games too. It happens in this Elo, I feel like the most of any. In Diamond, a lot of the time, it's like players are their mental is so bad that you fall behind, you lose. If you get ahead, you win. In this Elo, the amount of games that are just thrown because players either start autopiloting after they get ahead, or the macro is just that fucking bad. The amount of games that are free wins that I have to be stressed about losing because people's macro is so bad when it comes to neutral objectives, especially, it's painful. Played into Yone. Okay, so exactly what I was saying. Exactly what I was saying, that I think Grasp is best versus melees, not versus range. All right, Hylian. Hope you got the notepad out. This is your first session ever. We will fix you here. You ding dong. Actually, you know, Hylian, what would help you a lot, I think? No offense. You know, this is for your own good. I think instead of playing like the accounts where you try to have low deaths, I think you should play an account where you play all champs but Azir. Because your game knowledge on other champs is quite low, it seems. So I think it would do you a lot of good. I took one season. When I first hit Grandmasters, it was on Diana. I was a Diana one trick. Once I did that, I took a whole season to learn all the other mids. And I just played them all to Masters. And that helped me a lot, game knowledge wise. Because that game knowledge is super important. Because think about it like this. If you know what they want to do, like, think if you know how the champ works, you know. I mean, you might. You might have more game knowledge than it seems, just from what I've seen from you. But, like, the sample size is small. So, like, I could just be, I could be wrong. But anyway. Let's take a look. Wait, I want to see your runes. There, that's what I would take too. Except for second wind, I would probably go conditioning in a rise lane. Not that the runes really matter here. Wait. Okay, so first thing we got to look at is laning for sure. Because laning, most important part of the game. I'm confused here. I'm confused here. Maybe we should get in Discord for this, Hylian, because this is a high elo VOD, there's going to be a lot more. It's not just going to be like, why did you do this? Like, we're actually going to have to get into the nitty gritty. So, we don't have to get in Discord for it. but we probably should. And then the whole stream can hear your crisp voice. Message me on Discord if you can somehow. The hell's going on out there? Just message me on Discord if you can, or add me. It's just Mcbaze. And for my editors, I do want to put this on YouTube, by the way. Or we can even take some like clips from this coaching session, since it's going to be high elo coaching. We can take clips from this session and like turn them into shorts. Where's my whip? Get to work. I'm kidding. Don't cancel me. Oh, wait. I'm actually fucking stupid. You messaged me the file. Oh my god. Might be. Yow.
How's it going, my man?
Pretty good. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Alright, let me share screen. You see it?
I genuinely hate putting this type of VOD in because the quality of the game is like so plot to master, basically. And I feel like it's not a proper representation of how I would play if everyone was like, let's say, 700 LP.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's just exactly these type of games that start off free because the opponents are basically inting. It is free. No one is really playing correct League anymore. It's just an absolute shit fest. It's basically silver all over again, and then you just kind of try to end the game.
yeah.
And that's like literally, I think, my main issue. I feel like when I play, especially at 2 a.m. when I have like 500 LP, and I play like with a bunch of few challengers or high grandmasters,
Way easier. Yeah.
it's way fucking easier. But exactly these type of games, it's like silver all over again. And it's like,
Yep.
what the fuck am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
So
This will always be like the hardest elo because of this. Like literally challenger lobbies are easier than these lobbies because yeah, people are human and play the game properly. Whereas this elo, you have to play so like you can't make mistakes because like it takes one throw and then the game's just like down the drain and like it happens so fast.
That basically happens this game.
So the key to playing in this elo is like, especially Azir is actually one of the best champs in this elo because he can pressure lane hard. He's ungankable. Can play for 10 CS per minute. Side lanes really, really well. Scales well. He does all of it. So the key is not going for like only playing like 90-10 plays. You know, like 90% chance of working.
Yeah, that's something that I just try to basically impose to the challenger players, because every time I look at challenger players on their main or on Smurf accounts, they just end up dying max 3 times.
Right.
And that's like something I just try to impose during with those low dev Smurf account challenges that I've been trying to do. Today, I've started to implement it quite well on my main account as well. I've had like these 4 wins in a row. All of those were clean AF. But then you just have these lost games, or also these bad habits, like games like this eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, so the trick, you know, low deaths, but still doing all those other things. Like pressure is the name of the game. Right? So like pressuring hard without dying, which in lane is pretty easy. I feel like my deaths on Azir, 90% of them only come when I misjudge when I can like go in and ult. Yeah. And if I make it really hard for them to kill me, that's like the best way more often than not. Problem is when you don't win front to back and you're forced to go in and try to ult. But anyway.
That's kind of where this game starts ending up, actually. How we end up losing. And I felt, shit, I have to go in because Senna scales off the planet of this earth. Rice comes hardcore back into the game. Our bot lane mega useless. And I'm like, shit, I'm really strong, but I can't play front to back because we only have 1 volley engage. And after that, they also have the Lilia. So if we get 1 good engage and we pin him down, or Lilia's slippery with the DPS and the Senna backlining, they just melt us away.
Okay.
So that's kind of the weakness of our comp, and then ended up to be.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have a good idea of what this will look like, but we'll see. So first thing though, so you autoed the minions, you got grasp up. Why did you put this soldier here though?
Where?
Right here.
Where I'm looking. Oh fuck! I have to look in Discord. Just autopilot. Honestly, it's like 5 a.m. I'm just kind of farming because normally he stat checks me early on. I didn't check our HP in the beginning. Looks like he's playing double scaling. I figure that out as he goes for a trade. I see that he is double scaling, so then I start playing more aggressively into his trades.
Well, he can't really do much anyway. Like if you have grasp stacked and you walk up, place a soldier, and he walks at you, you know the best. So the Azir players in NA, there's like two. Actually, there's one really good one. He's an idiot.
India?
Yeah. He's an idiot,
Yeah.
and of course he's friends with Laceration because he's an idiot too. But he is like the best laner on Azir that I've played against, and it's because he does a thing where like he'll walk up, and if I'm Ryze, you know, and I want to W Azir here, but he'll walk up, place the soldier, not auto, and he clicks backwards because then you walk up, and then that's like a
and then you have the cating thing. Yeah. I do that. I do that for sure.
Yeah, I've seen you do it. So like here, that's definitely what should happen. You know, starting the grass stacks right away. But okay, nice. Yeah, nice. You should
get it. Basically the timing where he hits the minion is where I get my soldier to attack off, and I space immediately away.
Yeah, that's good. Hopefully, you turn around right here and start autoing him back. Let's see. Nice. This is sick.
He was so mad in that moment, probably.
And the thing
he
is,
comes back in again, yeah.
So like that was godlike spacing wise, like that was perfect. But you could actually do even more here. So because he's in your wave, right? I wouldn't use the soldier here. I would auto him normal here. And then as he gets out of range, because he does need to run after he E's you or autos you, because you know. You actually like.
I got you.
Spacing wise, this was great, but you want him to hit you here, so he gets minion aggro. Those minions will fuck him up. These three.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
I just have primarily PTSD because Azir has like one of the lowest level 1 HPs. So like 99% of the champions I face in mid lane normally can just trade here with me, and the trade would still go even if they are tank the fucking minions. So I just have a default. I just keep to my spacing without thinking about the minions, because the whole minion situation kind of goes out the window with Azir, at least the first couple levels.
Depends on the champ.
But almost everybody, like this Ryze right now, like this is like a unique situation that the guy genuinely like.
It is.
Normally, this is not the case.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, because it's a unique situation, it is important for you to adjust. You know, like someone's starting tier.
I get you. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Laning, just optimizing laning is just, you know, the most important part of the game, really. So it's important that we like go through laning step by
Makes sense. Yeah, absolutely get it. You're right.
Because that's just, you know, where all the consistency is. Because you hit him, you do a decent amount of damage actually.
Here's where I noticed that I actually did a crazy amount of damage for level 1 stabs. That's where I like check his HP, and now I know. Okay, he's very very squishy.
Yeah, tier start. Okay, whoops. That's sad. I fucking hate Azir.
Yeah, because minion block. I click forward, minion block, and I don't hit the key.
Yeah, so if we look so far, so he does have 2 potions, but based off of your trades so far, even though a few of them, you know, weren't even optimized, done a decent amount of damage. Let's see grass real fast. I'm curious. 47 is really not bad. Wait, it shows both in the replay, the damage and the health, but in game
it's Riot Games.
This game is
probably
actually
not even
dog shit.
Yeah. They probably have to update the fucking replay too separately.
Anyway, one thing I've noticed so far though, so you, based off of how level 1 went, you should be hitting level 2 and 3 first every time, because unless Ryze uses abilities to push the wave and thin it. I don't think he has. Yeah. He hasn't, like... But when you have a lead, when you have control over the lane like you do, you have to kind of like... You don't even have to walk up and do anything to him, but you do need to walk at him and make him walk away from the wave so he doesn't auto things, he doesn't damage the wave. So he definitely should not be hitting level 3 same time as you. Because if he's going to do what he just did, like throwing E at the wave, it doesn't damage you, and he's wasting his ability to put the flux on the wave, so you punish for that. But if you're too far away, like you were, you can't punish right away. These are all things that are punishable. And then here, we need to hit the wave way more. Gotta hit level 3 first.
I tend to not hit the wave a lot of times. Oftentimes, especially now in this elo, really, I ended up being just happy, at least for the first couple levels, leaving the wave in the mid lane. Like, I don't, like many matchups, I don't even want to overpush, because Usually, once you get level 2, 3, even level 9, when I'm my level 3 doesn't do anything for me. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Other than escape tool, but like for trading, like let's say Syndra or Zed, like they get level 3, you really, when you're pushing a wave into your opponent and you actually get the level 3 before them, that has a way higher priority because your trading pattern or your trading potential, your potential damage output is like so much bigger on level 3 with, let's say, Syndra or Zed. But on Azir, you don't really have that. You still only have your auto attacks and the Q. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
And you're quite vulnerable anyway.
There's a lot
because it's
more
so
to
huge.
it than that, though. So first of all,
Uh-huh.
base stats in general, base stats are huge. So like he can't do shit to you if you're level 3 and he's level 2. He has to walk away, and that's the important part. Like you should have a big wave, and if you prevent him from hitting the wave very often because you bully him off of it, then you push the wave in and you stack up with another wave. You get a nice recall. You don't have to TP, anything like that. Or you have at least you have 2 waves of priority. It's not like Ryze can clear the wave quickly at this point. It'll fuck up all the CS under tower. So like stacking up waves and crashing them gives you longer prio, better recalls, more time to put vision, more CS that you can harass him under tower if you don't need those other things. That's a lot of stuff. And you can that's what Azir does because you're not gankable. So with your E, you just every time he walks up for a CS, you're hitting him with a W or you hit the tower. There's so many benefits to being the one pushing and getting level advantages. But
that's true. Yeah.
I don't see any benefit in keeping the wave in the middle because you're not gankable anyway. And it just gives them a chance to actually trade with you. They can't trade with you if you're pushing.
That's true, yeah.
So like these are the things that like see this, like the fact he's walking up to you like this, he shouldn't win this trade anyway, but he shouldn't even be level 3. And now he can actually walk up.
Yeah.
Definitely should pop potion. So look, right here. Perfect. This is where the prio is useful. Right? Like, having prio as a mid laner, you know how important it is. I don't even have to explain that part. But the best players, the best mid laners, you'll notice that they have prio so often because they win their trades. Their laning is so solid that you can't get prio over them. And then anytime, you know that anxiety when you're getting shoved in and shit's happening next to you and you know you can't go to it? Yeah, that anxiety. That's what Ryze needs to be experiencing at the moment under tower.
That's genuinely actually something that is like completely not on my mental map when I'm laning, to be honest.
Well, that'll help a lot.
I'm rarely thinking about it a lot of the times because, well, honestly, I have days where I'm 3 days in a row playing and my jungle is like playing in a way like I do not fucking exist.
Yep.
My support plays like I do not exist. So sometimes I sit there myself and I look at better players. I watch Popelter or somebody. I'm like, okay, he always has prio. Let me try and replicate it. And then I work for it, and then I try to follow up on shit. And I'm also an avid pinger, by the way. Like also people that I coach on Azir. I tell them, you're playing with NPCs. If you input that ping command, even your silver player, they see it, they hear it, like it's triggering senses. Like people normally fucking react, but for some reason,
nope, they won't
hear. There's just like, and it comes in phases. Like there's also these amazing phases where I just play 30 games in 2 days and I just win 80% of them because everyone is reacting and playing, and that's like the most beautiful thing ever. Right. And that is just then again followed by 3 days of complete ignored. I don't exist. And it's crazy.
That brings me to my next point. So yes, so it's a trap to like. So I've talked about this before. That vortex of, wow, I'm losing every game, and then you try to change things because you're losing all the games, even though sometimes there isn't much you can do.
Exactly.
So don't let those fades, because I know what you're talking about. I've been through this whole cycle. I've been through all this pain.
Yeah, that's why exactly. That's basically what the coaching session would be beneficial for to hear.
Right. Like I went from Challenger 600, 700 LP to Diamond 5. It was Diamond 5 back then. In 1 fucking week, bro. Because I had an unlucky streak and then some tilt Q, and then I changed the way I was playing because I thought I was doing something wrong. And then I hit D5, I hit rock bottom, and I was like, damn, I gotta be doing something wrong at this point.
That happened to me when I peaked last split. My 500 LP rounded up. I dropped all the way to Diamond 2 minus 15 LP, second dodge on Diamond 2 0 LP. And if it wasn't for streaming, I would have just legit quit the game there. Right. I'm like, okay, I did it quick enough, 500 LP, fuck it, this is not worth it.
Yep.
But also ever since, I'm like, holy shit, it's not normal to play this much League. and lose so many games.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've kind of also tried to just, I mean, because of streaming, I'm kind of forced to keep playing, and my viewers also want to see me play on my main account. But for the most part, like I would go max of 4 candy queue games.
Yep.
And then I'm like, either I'm quitting the stream or we go on an alt account, guys, because obviously I can tell if my teammates are all remote controlled because I pay a lot of attention. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
remote controlled.
I swear to God, it's like I can just nowadays I can tell because I pay attention to the body movement. I pay attention to how my support is roaming. If he has a support type.
Yeah, they're bots.
Enemy.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're bots,
like
right.
there's just you can just tell if they're bots or not at that given day.
I do the
same.
Just
get exactly.
Yeah.
And you just get 4 games in a row like this. So I kind of try to stay away from rage queuing a lot. Like obviously I still get frustrated in a game, but like the game is over and then 2 minutes later I'm called off again. I just approach the game newly.
It's weird, like at some point, like I'll just be playing, the games are normal, and then 2 games in a row, it's like, okay, all the players are starting to turn to bots. Let's stop for the day because something's, all the bots are coming out. But anyway, back to the main point. This is why every little trade we've talked about here, why I'm like going through them and saying like you got to do more damage here, because those little things are what lead to having prio all the time and like being like. Those really, really good laners, those really good players, it's because all these small trades are optimized. Every little trade, if you're getting 20 more damage than you were in these other ones, like you have way more HP than him, you'll be level 3, he's level 2. And then it's not that you would go to this, even if you have the prio. It's just the option is there, and that's the important part.
Yeah, I see that, okay.
And then he also can't go to it. It's the same, like, if you were getting shoved in here, I'd be like, yeah, that, that's a bigger problem because he can roam to it and you can't, and you're getting shoved in by Rise level 3. We're halfway there, but yeah, he should be shoved in by this point, by the 3rd wave. And then you'd have the option to go to this, which it looks okay. But yeah.
We completely snowball for me. Okay, so at this point I would have a question.
Yeah.
The 2nd wave crash, 3rd wave crash, 4th wave crash.
Mm-hmm.
And also the skill level of my opponents that I have, like for the most part, my opponents are really fucking bad.
Yep.
Like I genuinely it is insane. Like I will play against an Akali in the mid lane. She's not doing anything.
Yep.
1 week ago, I for some reason laned against a 950 LP challenger Akali, and she was like,
they're terrible.
She showed me how Akali is supposed to play with lead footwork in the mid lane,
and how cancer.
Happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's
so terrible.
So oftentimes there are certain dynamics how a lane in a certain matchup is supposed to be played out, but because of the lack of skill of my opponent and maybe my proficiency on my champion, it just plays out differently. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, like do I do a 3rd wave crash, or not 3rd wave crash? And that type of planning, I lack massively because I'm kind of just in the moment. Okay, where do 1 free auto attack here, 1 free auto attack there? Wave is nicely in the middle. I'm not overextended because if the wave is crashed, I kind of don't have anything to do.
Right.
And that's why I'm kind of just happy being chilling in the mid lane, basically.
Well, Azir's one of the best champs of like botting people under tower, and even if you have nothing to do, you can hit the tower. You have so many options, and if you literally can't, if there's nothing to do, you have a free recall at the very least. Which being the first one to recall is very important. But when it comes to your question about 2, 3, 4 wave crash, 4 wave crash is really, really rare. That's like not something you'll be doing very often. Honestly, you should be looking for 2, 3 wave crashes the most, and that comes down to a lot of different things. Matchup plays a part, and like jungle matchup plays a part. If it's a matchup where, let's say you have Graves or Xin Zhao, and they have some really weak early game jungler. I guess we can say Evelyn. I don't even think she's that weak, but you see the point. Then a 2 wave crash. If you see your jungler planning on invading, that's where 2 wave crash can be valuable.
Okay.
3 wave crash is the best versus melees, because like against Zed, this matchup's like unplayable for Zed. Like Azir is super, super hard for Zed because he has no wave control at all. So if you're stacking 3 waves and doing that on repeat, there's nothing he can do because he doesn't win extended all-ins like most melees do. So he jumps in, it's not enough damage, and let's say he does manage to land a WEQ and drop you to 60% HP. By the time his W's back up in 20 seconds, you can have the wave shoved, crashed, recall, and do it again. Like you can give him essentially zero counterplay in a matchup like this.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you decide what waves you want to crash.
And versus range champions, what would you say?
Against range champions, like I said, normally it's a 3-wave. But let's say, like in a game like this, look, so we're seeing here, you see how your Volibear is doing shit? Actually, we'll go before the 3rd wave so you can really see like what it looks like. So this is the 3rd wave. Let's go to so this is the 1st wave. Now the 2nd wave is getting here. At this point, you don't really know what he's going to do, so you're going to be planning for a 3-wave crash. And unless he shows you something to let you know.
He's not pinging at all.
Right. Yeah, like if he pings, he's going to go to here. If you see him heading over there, like a Kindred will take red buff, hop the wall, go to here.
And spam ping.
Yeah, so like you'll know that that's what they're doing. Yeah. So then you know, oh, let me shove this next one quickly. But in a matchup like this, when you have no... you can see something here, but the 3rd wave's already here. So you would want to be hard crashing this wave right now.
I wouldn't be.
Well, you want to be just because you see him going here. And the problem is, because how much freedom you've given him from the start, the wave's almost like even in the middle, when it should be... Like, you should have the option to crash this wave hard without him interfering in any way, because you should be level 3, right? So that's why those things were important.
So did it basically came down to now because I wasn't optimizing the trade hard enough or not hitting the wave often enough when he was not right in front of my face?
Right, yeah, both of those things. Both of those things were really important.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. It's something that I sometimes notice in retrospect when I sometimes review my games.
Okay, cool. And like these are the things. So like Dopa. I don't think I need to explain who that is.
Yep.
This is what makes him so insane. Like these kinds of things. Like he knows. You'll see him have very, very specific ways of controlling the wave based off jungle matchup, mid matchup. He'll do things where like he lets the wave come in like level 1 and then evens it out and then slow pushes and crashes on the 4th wave. Like he has the most advanced wave control you'll ever see. But
yeah, that's so dope.
Right, that's like shit that I is really hard to replicate. But these things like that I'm telling you are not too hard to replicate, and you'll start doing it once you like it'll become second nature to like see what your jungler's doing level 2 and 3 and play the wave accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely. I normally try to pay attention to them, but again, like sometimes I just have weird 3 games in a row, and then I'm like, fuck it, whatever. As long as I'm left alone in peace and I go 0-0-0 online, then I'm kind of fine in this type of mood I had in this game. But normally I try to do that as well, to be honest.
Oh damn! This was almost really good though, but you see, like this is the problem with him, like being able to be the same level as you, or here he actually leveled up. And the sad thing is he didn't do this on purpose. Like. He got lucky here leveling up at the very last second. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like, to me, like, because of... Okay, the past 2 days I've been, like, so spam ganked by jungle and support recently, and mine been always AFK. I'm genuinely just mega happy when the wave is just slow pushing towards me.
Yeah, that we gotta get rid of that shit for sure.
Like I'm just ping shilling so hard here because like the worst spot Azir is the level 1 to 6 kinda.
Yeah.
I feel like simply because I'm massively understated, my mana costs are way too high. I cast 2 Qs. I'm basically If I cast 3 Qs by the time I'm level 5, I hit level 6, I'm not going to have enough mana for a full rotation of my abilities, which is why I basically kind of just almost want to farm. I have multiple phases to my Azir gameplay. I can be Ooga Booga mega aggressive, whatnot, or just now I try this mega safe passive style, kind of how everyone else is playing Azir. That's something that I try to adapt right now, but yeah.
The problem is, like Dopa says, like it's like it's like a trap to think of your gameplay as like aggressive or passive playstyle.
It's like just adaptive.
Well, he's just like there's right or wrong things, like there's right or wrong decisions. It's not really so. The most important part of League in general is pushing, and like I said, that's what makes Azir so great. He can push without using a lot of mana with the soldiers, and he can pressure so hard. So like this is never actually what you really like, what you want, and it's very, very specific scenarios where you want the wave still pushing into you, because now he's going to get all the advantages that we just talked about. The prio, the first recall, all that stuff. So you don't have to play quote unquote hyper aggressive where you're just like in his face the entire time, but you should be playing for the push. That's the first step. And then you contest his CS, second step. And you shouldn't. So like Azir nowadays, the fact that you put points in W, which I love this so much more because now you push, you put a soldier down when they go for CS, you auto them, you sometimes use Q, depending on the scenario, but you don't even have to use Q very often, especially with the mana cost as being as high as it is. But yeah, this is definitely what we don't want. Because if, in this particular game, of course, just like what we saw up here, in this game, there's not much he can do with his prio or whatever. But when we're talking about consistency, we want to be playing so no matter what happens in the early game, we have the option to move to it if possible, and we can be punishing him by pushing and contesting his CS. So...
Let's do that, yep.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's definitely going to kill here. That's fine.
Freezes also beautifully for me. That's basically perfect, I guess. 1 for 1.
Yeah, you guys are both TP. Let's see what you got. What are you building? Riftmaker or some shit? Leandries?
Leandries into Riftmaker into Deathcap.
I've wanted to try that build, so I want to see how it looks.
Basically the Vladimir build, and it's been busting.
It feels good? I did want to try it.
For some reason, it feels super good. Because it also makes me play a bit slower. Instead of my Nash's Rush always, or like the current meta Nash's Rush now.
Ooh, that's kind of sick. I didn't even see that coming. Wait. Yeah, that was sick. That was actually sick.
And this is how we start the game off. The game was perfect, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, the game's... Well,
I get the freeze, trade 1 for 1, then we get this play right as I come back. Like, it was beautiful in the beginning, I swear to God.
Well, yeah, you and Rise are definitely even. Just because TP, the freeze, didn't matter too much. You guys are going to be even. Jungle's ahead, top's ahead, bots, whatever. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully you can get the kill here. Nice. Now we're looking real good.
We also get the Rise, I think.
Oh man, this game's free as hell.
Even look Nautilus now. Even Nautilus comes to work. Everyone is fucking dead. Even the Nautilus comes in.
Yeah, like this is what I'm talking about. Like if I saw that, I'm just gonna tilt the Nautilus because like what the fuck is this idiot doing?
I'm like, okay, it's one of these games. Demon Hours, 4 AM, West Europe. He dies to the Nautilus dot from the shield.
All right, so now that you have 3 kills, this game's so hard for Rise. Now you just perma push. You never let him move, and you just beat the shit out of him because you're ungankable, especially by Lilia. So let's see. I want to see what this build looks like.
It feels so nice. It's also a different change because normally I've been Nashor's rushing before he even had on hit, and when we still had mythic items, that was my bread and butter. Like the blasting wand into Nashor's DPS, like I've limit tested the shit out of it, so I've been always valuing this a lot, but I had to try something else, and I've been really enjoying it surprisingly, which is like a complete opposite to my usual nature.
I'm surprised you wouldn't go Nashor's into Leandries, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, the thing is also, Leandris used to give you damage amplification based on their HP, which Leandris doesn't give you anymore.
Alright.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, Leandris was amplifying your DPS with the Nashors, but now that synergy kind of doesn't exist, so kind of you just apply a dot.
Let me see something here. But nowadays with Azir, it feels sometimes not even worth using Q unless I put W down on top of them first, then auto, then use Q when they run away.
Yep.
I think this is fine. I'm just trying to see how much the mana costs for the damage.
The mana is insane. The mana is insane, and the cost as well. A lot of times it's genuinely not worth it.
Yeah,
but since I just use it here because I already got a good free trade on with just a W that doesn't cost anything. So just to pressure a little bit harder with the free money that I just got, I just make him feel the stat check because of the free money that I got.
Yeah.
So I felt like, okay, I'm full mana. Let me use a Q to get 1-2 more auto attacks on just to create an HP discrepancy.
Yeah, this damage is nice, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know Rise, no flash. No flash Rise, you're stat checking the shit out of him. And now, so we need to turn the pressure up to 10. Let's see. Looks good so far. Nice, well. Yeah, perfect.
He's full NPC. I just ult him and he just starts hitting the wave. I was laughing so hard.
What's going on up here? Oh, this looks free too.
Yeah, like my set goes 14, 2, and 7 or something. Like he was blowing people's spines out with his W's this game.
I'll grab this. Oh, okay, you overstayed Giga Hard here. Okay, so this was good. You killed him. You want to proc demolish, grab the plate, but you definitely need to reset immediately. You're just wasting your tempo, right? Like
Yep.
now you have to push another one, which even if you stay to push another one, he should play more aggressive here than normal, and he is.
He does, but I just win regardless, so I'm kind of down for that. And he's back in the shit spot again. I don't even have to base.
You actually stat check the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But
like I did that, and then when you did the trading, because that's basically just OTP limit testing knowledge. I knew it doesn't really matter. I think my base is maybe also a little bit weird. It doesn't really matter. So he goes for it again.
Well, the thing is, like, I know you still beat him too, just because you're so far ahead that even with him recalling, you'll be ahead. So, but it's not. That's not the important part. It's not that you'll lose to him here. It's that like you want to be at peak strength, and if this guy's not a bot, he's gonna just push the wave in front of you, and then he will try to keep you in lane as long as he can, so you don't get a recall off. That's the issue. It's like you want to be at peak strength so you can pressure as hard as possible, make it that much harder to gank you, do that much more damage, all those small things, and then he can never play the game. But in a situation like this, if he doesn't just go full-blown idiot and let you do a shitload of damage and he just hard pushes the wave, he doesn't even have to sit here and fight you. He can just push, kind of like this, just without taking all that damage.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, recalls are one of them. Like if you go watch the best mid laners, you'll see how consistent the recalls are. It's like rare that they're going to skip a recall like that unless there's a very specific reason. The main reason you'll see is like if they have TP, so they'll juice as much HP from the enemy laner as possible, then TP back in. But
I think that's exactly one of these small thingies that I just need to like min-max or also make it, or put them like consciously into my head that's something that I'm thinking about. But in this case, for instance, I know I can greed it out because the demolish block was juicy. I know I don't have to base. I win anyway. He takes a bad trade because I analyzed his playstyle already in the first couple of minutes, the way he was playing and kiting with me. So I kind of figured his personality out. Like either he's drunk or just stupid, but he's definitely bad. So I knew what's going to happen in the next minute. The trade that happened. It happened basically how I predicted it. So that's also me being greedy. Okay, I can juice out here a little bit more, and then I can base on so much more money. But I think that's actually a weak spot of mine. Where
that's going to lead to inconsistency because this is like what. So look, let's say a dragon fight happens here. This is a fight you'd want to take because you guys are ahead and you win the dragon fight. But like you are on so much gold that there's a chance this doesn't go the way it should go if you have your gold spent. So it's not that you can't beat them even if you don't recall. It's that no matter what happens on the map, you get ganked. The enemy laner, even if lane's going normal, if the dragon fight happens, Chuck E. Cheese grubs, whatever it is, you're at full strength. That's the important part, and that's what leads to consistency. This leads to inconsistency. Skipping recalls. Yeah. Big.
Those are like smurfing habits, I think. Those are like literally, because I spent like a lot of time. Like I think I've gotten quite quickly back to Diamond 1 master level skill, and I think I'm still a bit in that min-maxing. When you're playing Diamond 4 or something, and Blood Elo, and you just overstay all the way to 2.5k because you have like 2 level lead and you still don't need to base and they will fight you anyway and you get another kill. I think that's a little bit sitting still inside of me sometimes, and I still do it here in this Elo where I think I need to change certain habits.
I do the same thing when I'm smurfing, but higher Elo, you'll rarely ever see me skip a recall. You see the damage here? Damn, that's actually really...
Like, it's juicy as fuck. It's just unbelievably juicy, and because of Legend Alacrity, your attack speed kind of feels nice anyway. But the only difference is I get 10%, 6% damage amplification, a burn dot, same amount of AP, and 350 HP. It's just so juicy.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of damage. He's probably going to recall TP back in. It's fine. Okay, you see it?
That was kind of awkward.
Yeah, I think the misplay here was like you got the plate here, and then I think saw this a little bit late.
Yes, I saw it late.
Yeah.
This is the moment where I saw it.
Yeah.
Basically.
So yeah, this would have been important, and I also think I think this was way too early. I think you should be walking towards her first, and like making sure you're in range to.
Yeah, true.
Now small stuff, but the fact that you had to flash and ult, and you guys aren't going to kill her is kind of a problem.
I was kind of expecting her to just continue running, but she just turned because she casted ult on him.
Yeah.
Like Loki, she was kind of like, I'm there, Pyke is coming, she doesn't know Pyke is coming, but she's low HP, and for some reason she just turns on the set again and thinks she can kill him, so that's...
Yeah, so that wasn't like a mistake that would lose you the game, but, you know, it would make the game easier. Okay, so I am curious, though. So, you collect this wave.
It's like around 14-15 minutes where we lose one fight and Lily and Senna pick up each like 1k-ish gold, and that's where it kind of tips over. Somewhere in the mid-game.
So why were you channeling your recall here at the start, though? Why'd you clear this and start recalling?
Am I going to cancel my base?
Yeah, but it tells us something that you even started the channel, so that's why I'm wondering why it even started.
Well, probably I have money to spend and I didn't check what the minions are. And then I see what the minions are and then I stay to push them, most likely.
Okay.
That happens a lot.
Because if that's happening, that means you're very, like, in the moment when you're playing instead of, like, multiple steps ahead, which is an important mentality thing where, like, you should be thinking multiple waves ahead and not wave by wave. And so that's why I was wondering there, because that does tell me a little bit about what you're thinking at the time. You should have been, like, already ready.
I don't do a lot of ahead thinking. Unless it's like objective timer, when I'm normally fit and not 3 AM gaming like this year. Like, I just gonna pay attention to, okay, Drake is in a minute or something, or Herald's in a minute or two. That's when I pay attention to them. I prime my subconscious a little bit, okay, Drake is about to come, etc, etc. But otherwise, I'm kinda always in the moment for the most part. I do spend like 50% of the time with my eyeballs on the minimap.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely a given, but otherwise I'm quite in the moment all this time.
So
here, I feel like it never really matters, because once we get like level 9, every champion is basically one-shotting all the wave. I feel like wave management kind of goes out the window. We all
it does.
one-shot with minions.
Well,
like there's no slow push, no crashes really happening, and especially in mid lane. Like top lane, bot lane, the side lanes, but mid lane's like, okay, clear one-shot wave, boom, move on. What's happening on the map?
It's important because of this right here. Actually, we see a perfect example. So let's go back to when you started that recall. So here, at this point right here, if I'm you and I'm clearing this wave, I'm thinking, okay, I got to push this one and the next one because Ryze either reset or he's going to go to bot lane, which I think he ends up going to bot lane. So like I already know ahead of time I have to push this just in case, like for those two options. First off. And then based off of what he actually does, then you decide, you know, if I'm going to take the tower or if I'm going to leave. He should, like, if he's not a shitter, he should be back at the tower, and you shouldn't be able to take it. But, you know, he wasn't here, so you took the tower, and that's good.
Yeah, he did.
But planning multiple waves ahead for that reason that I just said, and then this reason right here, where so you put this tower up, and it's fine to stay for it. Now, I noticed you walked really, really far away here to recall, which wastes a lot of time, and time is so important, and we're gonna see why in a sec. So, so watch how important time is. So, you know, Ryze is here now, and he's gonna start pushing this. You could tempo TP if shit was happening on the map, you know, meaning you just TP up to here now to prevent him from ever having any sort of tempo advantage, so he can't move to anything ever. There's nothing happening on the map, so I would not do that. But point is, be quickly recalling and getting to a lane first can be the difference between having a tempo advantage and controlling the map and not. So right now, you should be the one actually heading to bot lane. Kai'Sa is, you know, if you ping her to go mid and she doesn't, you know, you can't do anything about that.
Yeah, they do most of. They did not. Here they react like when I send my mid laner. Yeah.
Because she should be going there, and then you go side lane and use your pressure. But
Okay.
hopefully you can just clear this wave. Then like again, like here, if I'm you, I'm thinking, okay, clear this wave, clear one more. Kaisa come here, I go bot.
Okay, here actually, not at all literal 3 a.m. gaming. I'm just being chilly mid. I just look at the map because I see BA bothering with the randomness of solo queue. Like, I just look at the map, which lane is occupied, which lane
Yeah.
is free. I go whichever lane is fucking free.
Well, sometimes
That's
you
how
have
I-
to do that. Like here, you had to do that because you can't go bot when she's pushing it and you get nothing. So you
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
go
that's
mid
like
first. And then you look for your first window to swap, so you shouldn't go now though. Like you should push one more because if you leave now and Kaisa's coming here, enemy team can push this next wave before you guys get mid prio and now they have control of the map. You need to push this next wave, then go wherever you want to go because it's already here. If it wasn't here already and it was like, back here, then yeah, definitely you can swap now. But definitely need to push this next wave. Okay, nice. You turned around. Yeah, hard push. This is the problem. This is the whole reason why you need to be side lane and Kaisa Pike need to be here because you can't lane 1v3 or 1v2, whereas like they can, they can actually have 2 people here.
My
But
ego tells me I can.
this is kind of unfortunate. But see, Azir, so when they showed up, what prevented you from, putting a soldier down and just flying away?
Oh, I wanted to fight him because Omega strong. I just didn't know
Right.
they are 3 because
Yeah.
Senna is bullshit.
So-
if they're I can 1v2 them if it's just Senna Nautilus, but apparently they were 3.
Yep, and I know that, and I would love to do that too. The problem is this is what I expected to be the issue when we first started, because when it comes to playing this elo, it's all risk reward. So like the risk here is way, 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 way too high to ever go for this. Think about it. The game's actually already won. If like let's say your teammates are fucking running it, and like the game, you need a Hail Mary play, which is it's rare that you need a Hail Mary play this early, but if you do, then you go for something like this. But even if you know you can win, if there's any slight chance you lose, for whatever reason, you don't know where the enemy jungler is, you don't know what sums they have, there could be someone else there, whatever the reason is, you never take it. Because you have to make the enemy team work to get back in the game. Don't make it easy for them. This is like the consistency part.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's the big difference maker between a Charlie mid laner and me.
Yeah, risk
Because
reward.
I have this Azir OTP. Oh, let me fight, let me kite. L9 Draven type of energy is kind of what I have, honestly, when I play. And so I'm always down, okay, let's fight this, let's fight that, blah, blah. That's like always driving in my head.
Yeah, and I fuck with it. I'm perma-limit testing too, but there's times where limit testing isn't good just from a risk-reward standpoint.
Yeah,
and that was like one of those
1
times.
KLP. Like, I need to figure something out that gets me to 1 KLP.
And it's never going to be, I need to be like you notice that the best mid laners, it's not because their mechanics are fucking godlike. It's literally decision making. It's decision making and risk reward. So you don't have to do anything crazy.
Okay. That's like probably one of my worst habits that I've taken since starting out in Season 12 again. And that's basically what got me all this weight, like Master and then 250 LP and the next bit 500 LP.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of hovering Master for ever since.
So it looks
So
like
clearly there's something I need to learn, and that's probably it.
Yep, that's definitely going to be one of the big ones. So,
Interesting.
Okay, so here you push this. This was good. You push the wave, drop this. This is good. Now, why are you still here?
I just want to do some damage. Again, 4 a.m. gaming.
Yeah, see, this is the shit.
Farming bot lane, so Kaisa's farming bot lane. I don't know, where's my volleyball? Kaisa's farming bot lane, so she's kind of being chilling because I think our bot lane got slapped. So I know I'm happy for my bot lane to just be chilling against the Ilaoi. Ilaoi is not going to get anything done. They can just farm that. That's cool. I can keep 2 to 3 people in check by myself, which should mean that whatever the hell my team elsewhere is doing, they should accomplish whatever they're up to, and I just keep 2 3 people busy.
So, you keep them occupied here without even being here, though, because you push the wave. That was why pushing this wave was so important. Like, you have mid-prio, meaning you can move, they can't. You don't have to be here at all. You shouldn't be here at all. You actually, there's no value. You can't take the tower. You can't kill them under tower. It's just danger for no reason. Whereas Set died, so now nobody's top lane. That means this is going to be 1 cannon wave into pushing 3 waves. This is 4 waves top lane that you need to be getting at the moment.
Yeah, I also end up being equal level with the guy for some reason.
This that's
And that's it. And that's probably it.
yeah. Like these are the things I'm like. See, it's not like from minute 1 to 20. Your entire goal is to get as much golden experience as possible to prepare yourself for actual important fights like Baron. So
okay, here again I have this. Here basically I'm just trying to fish for kills on the Lilia. Like I want to see how much damage per auto deck I'm dealing, and I want to see if they do some mispositioning. I'm trying to get a read on their body language if they might try to agree to get on me. So I'm trying to provoke the Nautilus and the Lilia. That's my purpose for being a bit more aggressive here. But this is completely irrelevant for the greater scheme of things.
Yeah, this is a really like to be blunt. Like this is a really really bad play. Like there's nothing good like that could come from this other than, you know, like if you happen to kill, like you don't even have ult or flash. This is like extremely dangerous. And it's one thing if you have nothing better to do, but you have consistent better things to do. All of these minions and then pushing them to here and then resetting. That's like what I mean by thinking multiple ways ahead. You should know after you push this, you should know here already what you're going to do right here. You should already know that you're going to. So we'll look at the mini map. They push that.
I'm full Smurf mode here. I'm like full Smurf mode in this game because the way this game went. Like I'm basically playing on platform in my head right now.
And remember what I said, the reason why like games get thrown at this elo, because people get ahead and they start autopiloting.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, this kind of stuff. You want to make, you need to know that if you end up throwing and dying, even if all your teammates are fed, they could do the same fucking thing. And then if you're not strong enough to carry, then that's it.
Yeah, this happened. It happened way too many times. I'm trying to stay away from it a lot, even if I see everyone throwing. Although this game I threw with them together. Although recently I've kind of changed it away. So even when I'm autopiloting and not paying attention to macro, where I can get my money, and we have like these Smurf type of games where we seem like we're smurfing. I still try to make sure I don't die most of the time. At least recently, I think I kind of gotten out of that habit. It's most of the time my teammates. They go dive for no reason, even though Dragon is up, instead of just getting Dragon when it's 5 and 20 for us.
Well, to be honest, you guys, like your team could go do Dragon here, but you wouldn't really go with them anyway. So I have to. So like, point is here, like, so if you look at your CS 120, like you at 11 minutes, you had 111 CS. So you had 10 CS per minute. Now you're going to be at like 130 ish here. But, you know, getting to 11, 12 CS per minute is stuff like this. Like, you push this, you should have known that you're going to go here next. You're going to push at least 3 waves, or as far as you can without it being too dangerous. Then you're going to reset, spend your gold, and then go from there. You really shouldn't do anything else from there. Like, that should already be the plan.
Yeah, I see. Okay, can we go a little bit back before the set dies, or as the set is about to die?
Yeah. Right here.
Because I noticed Set is dead at like literally at the same moment that you paused it when he's like, that's where he dies already.
Yeah. So now you
can just autopilot walking mid lane and just pushing the wave kind of.
Well, that's good. Like going mid and pushing the wave is the first step to pretty much anything, unless your teammates are already there pushing it. So it's most important to go here first. You definitely don't go to top.
I'm actually surprised I don't see that, because like Set is dead, the lane is not occupied, I just push out mid lane. There is no way in hell I'm ever taking tier 2 mid lane, because it's not gold elo. And so there's no way in hell I'm getting tier 2 mid lane.
Even if you could.
Mid lane and go top.
Even if you could get mid tier 2, that mid tier 2 value is so low compared to like side lane tier 2 is obviously 700 gold. Mid tier 1 is the most important tower in the game. Mid tier 2 is like almost irrelevant.
Yeah, it's like
So yeah, this is important right here. This is like the whole more consistency stuff. Like, look, you're cooking them, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? Now, let's say you had someone in top lane, like Set's pushing top, they're pushing bot. Then this is great because you're hard pressuring and you're making sure they can't kill you at the same time. Then it's great. So, but with so much gold on the map over there in top lane, that's what it should be. And that's what's so valuable about Azir turret a lot of the time, especially in pro play. It's like it basically covers you for a wave, so they can't if you left and the tower clears this next wave, it kind of like steals mid prio for just one wave. Like it'll clear it, which is really strong.
It's okay. It's lucky busted. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is some grief ass shit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just looking for kills. I'm literally playing those 2 elo right now.
You psycho! This face checking shit, yeah,
Yeah,
psychopath.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is how
yeah.
all the goddamn Azir one tricks play. They play like
Yeah.
no fear. Okay, now here's the problem. So
I should
you,
die here 100% of the time, by the way, as well.
yeah, of course, but a bigger issue. Well, we already covered how big of an issue it is with what you were doing. Now,
Yep, yep, yep.
with like at this point, look, you look here, you see this wave is already at your tier 1, meaning you need to stay mid for another wave unless, it's impossible for whatever reason. But
Mhm.
this isn't, you don't go here first because let's say they could know you guys are on it even if they don't, and they get mid prio first. Now they can be getting your mid tier 1 most important tower in the game. They get mid prio, meaning they can push this, you guys rotate to here, they have tempo advantage, they go to here, they can go to any spot. But if you push midway first, they get no mid tempo advantage, they cannot touch the tower, they can't use mid prio to go places without there being a punish on your end. Does this make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
Mid prio, it's the most important thing in the game macro wise. So that's your job, especially when you're as strong as you are and they can't do shit to you. That's what, like, if you're pushing mid nonstop, the game's unplayable. I mean, if you think about it, switch sides here where you're behind, enemy team's ahead, and you can never get mid wave pushed. The game's fucking impossible. You can't go anywhere. You can't get vision anywhere. So it's very, very important that this is your first priority at almost any time. See, and this is what I mean by they can't do things without punishment. So because they skipped pushing mid wave here, and then they're just rotating over. So if you push this first, think about it. That's a cannon wave that nobody gets. So like,
those are exactly, because I have so many moments where I do get a lead, but I feel like every time I fall slightly behind, 5-7 minutes, I'm level 13, my opponent is level 15, but every time I get ahead in kills, I rarely seem to actually acquire the 2-level gap. And I feel like there are so many games where I should have a 2-level gap towards my opponent, but I rarely achieve that. That's actually something that struck out to me a lot of time. If we end up snowballing, I somehow don't manage to get the fucking 2-level gap. That should be like a very consistent 2-level gap, especially with multiple kills. I do get all that money, I do get all the kills, and I already pay attention to where my teammates are going, and then I try to occupy a lane that is not being occupied, but somehow I still end up.
Yeah, and this is
way
why.
less frequent for me to actually get a 2. Like when I Smurf and plat gold, easy money every time. But I'm also allowed in these elos to just greed and do illegal stuff. This is not allowed in monsters.
Right, and that's what, remember at the start I said why Azir, like why I feel like I can win every fucking game on Azir unless someone grieves, is because like if I'm Ori, I'm as fed as you are here. It feels really dangerous for me to push this all the way to here like I need to, so I can have 11, 12 CS per minute. But on Azir, I can do whatever the fuck I want at any time, especially if I'm ahead. That's what makes him so good. So that's you're not abusing.
Nobody can come to you. Yeah, it's so good actually. It's such a luxury. It's insane.
Right. So that's what you need to think about when your champions win conditions. It's hard pressure lane, push waves nonstop, get as much gold as possible, push side lanes without them being able to do anything, pull jungle pressure to your lane to support pressure, and survive the gank. That is what Azir does and why he's so strong. So you're not an assassin. So like going for kills is like fine when the risk is very, very low, but you don't need to kill people technically as Azir. It's these things. So you should have pushed this cannon wave straight to top wave, push these 3 waves out. Now you're level 12, and then you reset. Use that tempo to go to the next lane and rinse and repeat. And then you're level 13, 14, 15. You're gonna be 2-3 levels ahead. You see what I'm saying? Because Rise can't do that. That's how the gold gap and the level gap like gets bigger and bigger, because he can only push as far as he can until it's too dangerous. So never all the way to the tower. Only 2 waves. Whereas you can push 3 or 4 every time, and then it comes back to you and you do it again. And then he gets 2, and then you get 4 waves. And then he gets 2 waves, you get 4 waves. Over and over and over. That's like what you need to be doing. Okay, that all makes sense so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Like those are already things I also think on by myself, but it's just sometimes you just need to hear it from somebody else, because there's only so much I can try to fake it till you make it, because that's basically what I'm doing as I'm coming back to the game, because I failed back then in Season 5, I failed the master promos, I got the permaban as a kid, flamed everybody, got permabanned, and never played the game again, because like there was so much riot points, I said, nope, I'm not playing this shit ever again. So now I got back, and it basically mastered it quickly, and then basically 4-6 months later, boom, here we are, master for the first time. Like, I'm in my mid-20s now, but like the child in me seeing the fucking master rank up, like, oh, like
I
the
know, that's
child in me
good.
ecstatic as
Yeah,
fuck.
that's awesome.
But,
And like you can
so
go
then,
even further.
yeah, like I would genuinely, I feel like for me personally, 1K is the goal. I've had a bunch of way higher games already. Those are amazing, which is why I kind of have the delusional idea I should be able to make 1K LP unless the meta is completely cancerous for Azir. Then I probably won't be able to make it because I hear recently many Challenger players say either the champion is viable in Challenger or it's not, and then you're not making Charlie.
I think almost every single champ is viable to challenger. But so like the thing that makes 1K LP hard though is like, you know, the higher elo you get, like you could at your current rank 200 300 LP masters, there's a world where like matchmaking puts the rank 1 player on the enemy team and you could win the game. And so then it lets you think, oh, well, it can't get any harder. The problem is more LP you get, the more matchmaking has to balance the teams. So like you'll be challenger 800 LP and have all 4 master players while they have like 4 and then they'll have like 2 challengers, a grandmasters, a master to balance out your LP. That's what makes high elo hard. Like challenger getting to like rank top 10. That's what makes it difficult.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So
all right.
That's what makes this even more important to get down now. How to like get big leads and carry, because it's only going to get harder. You're going to get worse players on your team and you have to carry them too. So, yeah.
It never ends back in gold, and then you make it to plat. And you think, surely the teams are going to get better. And somehow, and here we are, Masters 500 LP peak, and it just doesn't get better.
Yep. That's what I tell people that I coach in gold. Like, don't expect it to get better. So, but anyway, back to the VOD. So you come here, you have 2 options. Set's dead, so you actually, you should go bot lane. And so I'll explain why you don't want to go top here. So look, Set's dead for 15 seconds. Bot lane, wave's already here. This, wave's not here. So, like, Set's going to have enough time to respawn and come to here. And even if they take this, it means nothing. It doesn't matter. Like, top tier 1 means nothing. They can have it. You going bot here means you can collect this wave, push it all out, and then your teammates are going to do dragon. If you're here for that, that's fine or whatever. I don't really care about it. I don't think the fight should happen anyway. Lily's dead. So then your teammates reset or whatever. Then the next objective's on this side of the map. You're already down here. You push for this. You start working on this. That's the sequence here. And that's what I mean by planning multiple waves ahead. Like, this is what I'm thinking as I'm recalling. Here.
So, I actually do go top lane here. I'm surprised. Oh, no, I do go top lane because I know the objective fight is free. Yes, the minions are already crashing at our tower, but I see, okay, Drake is the objective. My team is already there. Lilia is dead. There shouldn't a fight be happening. So I just go top lane and already pressure top lane. And by the time Set respawns, he can push out bot side.
Well, see, it's right, and it's just the opposite because top wave's not there yet. Bot wave is. So you want to be bot wave 100%.
Okay. Yeah, because like I'm thinking, okay, Kai'Sa's already there. Kai'Sa can just go back bot and pick up this wave. You know, like save distance. Basically, she's closer to the bot lane wave. They're already at the objective. I basically am efficient.
But mid wave is the most important. So like that's where Kai'Sa needs to go. So like here, that's why this right here, being the first one to push this, is important. Now you have tempo advantage, meaning you don't have to occupy this lane for a bit. So that 24-second Set is dead. He can come to here. You should already be looking. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go here and push out this, and that's the play. Because then otherwise you're just bleeding. Like if no one goes bot, you'll see. Like it's just gonna bleed.
I agree.
So 2 waves there. Still no one's down here. This is where Rise, like, you know, he should let that cannon wave kill this blue wave. So not only did you deny like yourself CS, you're denying Set too. That's the big problem with the fact that you didn't go bot wave. Because now he doesn't have anywhere to go. So he...
Now I feel like I'm learning something.
Now you feel like you're learning something? Now? I see. But anyway, you see what I'm saying here. Like these...
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. It's definitely clicking. It's definitely clicking. Now that's for sure interesting. Because like I don't have challenger level skill yet. And I feel like I do understand macro, etc. a lot as well. And for the I thought I'm dead set correct about my efficiency pathing towards the top side. And I thought that's like like I don't have the arrogance or delusion. I know it perfectly just by watching others. I'm like, okay, this should be the correct play. Kai'Sa's closest to the bot lane. Zed is still dead, so I guess she just goes bot lane because it's closer to her. Let me be efficient, and I just path top since I'm still base, and I can decide whether I go bot or top.
But you see why
Yeah,
that.
I see it absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And the second thing is,
Fully.
wait, were you serious that this is the first thing you're learning from this? Because the other stuff was really, really important too. This is important, but the other stuff.
I was just kidding.
Okay. Just making sure.
The moment just unveiled a little bit more. That kind of put
More of a aha moment type thing.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So now this is we can already tell, like, we don't even have to see what happens here to know this is shit. And we can talk about why. So
the TP?
Yeah, we don't even. I don't even have to look mid lane. We don't have to see what's going to happen. We don't even know exactly what's going to happen, but we can already know it's bad because you're making.
This is where we throw as well. By the way, I think this is actually the throw moment where we give the shutdowns away.
I wouldn't be surprised. So because again, the game's already over. Like, let's say you TP here and you win this fight. What do you get for it? Dragon? Who gives a fuck? It's not Baron. This is why I said earlier, your mentality needs to be consistent gold, get as much resources as you can, so at 20 minutes, when the actual important objective is up, Baron, that you can be as strong as possible for that. This fight is this is low elo fighting. This is for nothing. It's just fighting to fight.
Wait, so like the ultimate game plan is to get to the Baron point. Let's say my whole team is also running, because I feel like I'm slowly getting there by trying to basically imposter challenger mid laners more and more, especially this Korean tank build guide. Because I saw this guy is dying 3 times playing tank Azir, and I see just because you're a tank, you don't want to always go in because you don't have all the DPS to vomit out. And because I tried playing this Liandry's build, I felt like his soul got into me, and I copied him a little bit because I'm just the most limited kamikaze guy on this planet, this champion, and that's probably my worst culprit. Well, I'm trying to figure this game plan out, this higher goal that apparently seemed to be universal with every challenger mid lane player, that they just end up dying max 3 times again.
Right? Yeah, that's what Dopa says.
And you're saying it's just, and you're saying it's basically just don't die until minute 20 and get as much gold as possible.
Yeah, because that's where games are decided. Like, Baron decides games, not much else. Like, that's what decides. Especially like on Azir, Baron is super important for 2 reasons. Like, it's more important for him. He can use it better than most because, again, he can actually be in a side lane. And Azir, if they get Baron, you can no longer clear the wave, so you can't do what you need to do. And then you have to match their push. Like, if they 5-man mid, you can't just side lane if they have Baron. You just lose. So, like, it removes your win conditions entirely if they get it. And if you get it, it just makes your win conditions that much easier and stronger.
Yeah, true.
So, like, even if, no matter what build you are here, no matter if this fight looks good or not, you don't go because the risk is too high and the reward is nothing compared. Like, the reward isn't high enough when you can get the equal reward, if not more, by going top wave. Because top wave, first of all, this Alawi has a goddamn Frostfire Gauntlet and play to steel caps. You will literally melt her. There's nothing she can do. So this is a kill minimum. I don't know when she got that 1 kill, but her gold might be reset now from killing Set. So that's a kill minimum. She can't get away. There's nothing she can do. Because, like, she's going to finish clearing this cannon wave. And since you're already here, that means she will die. She can't get away. By the time she finishes clearing it, you'll be here and you'll run her down. So you'll kill her. You'll get this wave, the next 2 waves. And then if the enemy team, fights mid lane or fight dragon, whatever, and you get this, bro, you're getting 3 kills minimum worth of gold, plus all the waves and the experience, and no fucking risk involved. That's the key. No risk. You don't need to make a play here. There's nothing to fight for. But if you die, this is giving the enemy team what they want. They want you to do shit like this so they can maybe get some shutdowns. Think about if you're the enemy team and you're Azir and you're just side laning. Neither of them can match you in the side lane. You're not giving them any windows to shut you down. And your gold, every time they press tab, you're at 10 CS per minute, 11 CS per minute, and then you have another level and another level. And they're just like, how the fuck do we win when Azir's this fed and he hasn't given us any windows to kill him?
Fuck my life. Okay.
It's simpler than you're making it, basically, right? Like it's not as hard as
The answer Loki has been missing. Honestly, I think there's get as much gold as possible, because I'm making notes as we're talking. Get as much gold as possible to the 20-minute mark, basically Baron spawn. To have this as an overlying, basically, quest or goal.
Yeah.
And just play to that religiously.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's genuinely like the golden secret sauce that I've been missing, because I kind of just go about my motion. I pay attention to the mid lane. I try to maybe not do too fight. Of course, there's games you just get carried away, blah blah blah, like this game for instance. But like this genuinely as a mission, as a goal, as I go into my game, was not present. It was non-existent. It's just okay. Let's see how good my opponent is. Pray to God my team is actually human, and then I'll see what I can do in that specific moment. And it's legit moment to moment to moment, apart from objective spawning. Like when Baron spawns, and only then it's on my mental map, or let's say Herald or Void Grubs or Dragon. As they are about to spawn, if they're like 1-2 minutes away to spawn, that's when I think about it, and I look a little bit at the map or temporarily plan ahead. But otherwise, I'm kind of just going through the motion while analyzing every moment without an overlying goal that I'm working towards. And I think that's, this genuinely struck me hard. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to find out of these challenger players as well, because no one tells you that, basically. No one mentions that legitimately.
Right. Yeah, of course.
The only thing I hear is low defs wins games.
Yeah, because nobody knows how to. This is why you see my title. You see my Twitch title. This is why.
Amen.
So we already know. We can just pause here. We already know this is fucked.
Shoot me.
And now here's the thing: dying at this time, is a way bigger deal than dying any other time. It's not like if you pushed your side waves first, then griefed TP'd like this. At least you pushed your goddamn side waves, so you didn't lose it. But you didn't even push the side waves. So Alawi's gonna push this for free. That's another thing that we didn't even. That's just another reason why you need to be pushing the sideways. Like the enemy laners. Okay, think about this. When you're really far behind, the enemy mid. Let's say you fall behind versus Zed, a Fizz, Kiana, whatever, and then you go to push a side wave, but it's like so fucking dangerous, and you're just like scrounging for any little CS you can get because if they do come for you, they're gonna kill you in the side lane. Yeah. That's the kind of stress they need to be put under in this. She's just freely pushing waves as a 1-8 Alawi with Azir right next to her. So she's just free farming. She loves this, and then
she's happy. She's happy. Yeah.
Right, and then she's seeing her teammates win a fight in mid, even though the solo laners are in sides. That's as good as it gets. Just the whole game swings here. Now they're getting objective bounties on the towers.
They're getting all like this is.
So now you're dead. This wave should hit this tower. Now we're gonna start bleeding here too.
On stream, legit, this moment I said, "Oh, they just got all of that. It's GG."
Yeah,
I literally on stream said we're gonna lose the game from here on out, probably.
I think the game's still like in your hands a bit, but one like that just makes it harder, and one more play like that. Like, see, how are you not going top lane here?
Everyone's mental. I think when that fight finished is when it sunk in with everybody. We just gave a goddamn Lily and a Senna each 1k gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at this point, the game breaks. Because everyone is like, oh, fuck. I play with chat disabled anyway. I think I'm still restricted, actually, for calling somebody a midget. I don't know. I called somebody a midget. That system muted me and motherfucker reported me immediately. And
you gotta hold that. You gotta hold that. That's hilarious.
Anyways, I have this chat disabled just so I don't even have to read the nonsense these people in Monster are playing, because the higher up you climb, the worse and more crazy these people become. Like, you just don't interact with them. And yeah, from here on out, I think everyone the fight got lost. I think people look at the chat, 1k Senna, 1k Lilia, and it's like,
well, who cares what people think though? Like this, like if you have chat disabled, then this could literally be in your own head.
Because it influences their gameplay.
Right. Yeah, but see, even if it influences their gameplay, it doesn't need to influence yours, and you can still carry. Like, you still have plenty of gold. You still have more gold than them, and you can carry. But like if you keep mismanaging your side waves like this, like you're just bleeding. Like this does add up. Like you need to be top wave and pushing all the way out, and that's like the consequence. Like going to this dragon fight is trolling. The consequence of what just happened is, okay, you didn't push out side waves, you died, you lost the tempo, you need to fix waves first, and then if your team forces for the objective, they force it. That's not your job to be there. You need to fix your side waves first so you don't keep bleeding and throw the game out the window.
Okay, so in my head, if I recall this moment properly, correctly, is I TP'd because my team started a bad fight. I am astronomically strong, so I just overconfidently TP in the way I did, do a flash play, flash ult play, because I think nothing really matters because we're so ahead. It did end up biting us in the butt. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I was late to the fight, and then I got too hard carried away and didn't pay enough attention to the fight. Fine, they got the money, they got the shutdown. Now the objective is up. My team is going to find it. Let me be there in time so I can actually use my lead in order to influence the upcoming objective fight positively and avoid my team actually getting killed
Yeah,
all over
see,
again.
that
Because in my head, if I go sideline here now, they just get killed again.
and that's fine.
And then the money and then the goal discrepancy between my team grows even harder.
That's fine.
So
There
I'm like,
is
okay,
no
let me-
team, bro. There is no team. Like team, it doesn't exist. Like it's fake. Like
Okay.
all that matters is you. And what you're doing here is leads to inconsistency. You need to your income, your gold is the only thing that matters. Your teammate, you can't play damage control. This is why I feel like I can carry every game I play on Azir. Because they can't mess with my side wave management. They can't prevent me from getting 10 CS per minute unless, I get behind somehow and I can't play anymore. Like,
well, that matters.
you're the only thing that matters. Like, see, your whole, like, it's your mentality and the way you think about, like, after telling me your thought process, like, it makes perfect sense that why you can get stuck and why you will have trouble being consistent. Your mentality is like damage control. I want to, like, that fight, you being there, you said you got there late, so you want to be there early. None of that shit matters. All that matters is waves.
This is literally what I've done to get out of Diamond into Master.
Right.
I've just copied my approach from the Smurfing, because I was just spam playing Smurf accounts when I came back to the game until I did Diamond. And then when I did Diamond 1, I just force booted Smurf accounts to Master to get the 40 wins to Masters, basically. And then I would just like, wait a second, I'm getting frustrated with my Diamond 1 low Master teammates before making Master, because I really want to make Master. And now emotions are playing a role. So I started detaching my emotions that I normally also don't have, and I don't care what my teammates are doing when I start this alt account in gold, plat, and low emerald, because they also don't care about my teammates. They can die during the objective. Any whole enemy team fighting over an objective, it's not Soul Point, it's not Elder, it's not Baron. Fine, I'm taking money on the side lane. I don't care what they're doing.
Right, exactly.
And basically that, then I said, okay, just do that again, but now in Diamond 1, so maybe you actually get to Master. So that ended up working for me. We did make Master, and we did make 250 LP that season as well, the split afterwards.
Right.
And now I'm in this Master plays, and I would actually continue doing that, but the mental of these people is so terrible. They will like it's so many times where I would maybe try going here side, and it's the correct play, and everyone is going to be spam pinging me that I'm like, they also spam ping you in plot when you go side lane and the dragon is up.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But I don't give a shit because I know the
exactly
enemy is infinite. Like the enemy, like in Plat Emerald, I know the team is infinitely so much worse. I can genuinely 1v4 them, and I will mechanically dodge legit every single fucking skill shot, and I just 1v4 them. And I know that possibility exists, but in Master, that type of in lower ranks, I play to my mechanics because I know I can do it because I know the opponents.
Right, but we need you to play towards macro in this elo. Like that's exactly, the difference.
Because I know I can't 1v4 mechanically at these people here. Like there's too much variance, and people are also way better here mechanically, at least.
So like, look at Laceration. Laceration, best Zed on the server. He could literally be top 10. His mechanics are easily one of the best in the world, but because he plays like you, this is literally his issue. He plays like he does not stop limit testing, and that's why he can pull off crazy shit. But you don't need to pull off crazy shit to hit Challenger. Yeah. It's about consistency.
Okay. Yeah, because I genuinely feel like, without like being cocky or whatever, I feel like I've almost basically maxed out the stump champion. I only played a single champion. I better be
Right.
almost maxing out the
Right.
champion basically.
Exactly.
And now I just need to learn shit that gets me to 1k LP, and then I can die a happy bird.
Yeah, so like, look, like you said coming out of base here, I feel like, based off their gameplay, like the game was over at that point. That what I said after this fight, I said, okay, one more throw like that, game's fucked. So
Yeah.
first thing you do out of
That's
base,
why I'm Dragon. That's why I'm here, Dragon, basically to damage control.
right? I mean, instead, you didn't damage control. You threw the game again. Look, this isn't damage control. This is you just going in because, emotions took over. If you look at Dopa,
Yeah.
so Dopa, first of all, you can tell when he plays, there's no emotions whatsoever, no attachment to teammates. He doesn't give a fuck.
I love that so much.
And he literally says, this quoted from him, like, because he was talking about TF, and he's like, yeah, when I side lane on TF, like, even if you know your teammates are going to die, if you're making the right play macro-wise, over time, again, consistency, over time, it's going to work more often than not, and that's what matters. Not the coin flip of it's going to work this game, or, I think my teammates are going to die this time. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, okay.
That's the difference. So, like, right here, that huge throw.
The motherfucking tree. FF, go next.
we haven't seen you farm a side wave in like 5 minutes, where you should be perma side. Think about it. If you like the enemy team being grouped up right here, by the way, is purely because you weren't side wave the previous death. If you were pushing side waves, you keep at least one person on the enemy team in the side wave, and you have perma tempo advantage, meaning they can never move first. And if they don't match you, you're taking tier 2s and getting 700 gold. So if they do match you, you have tempo advantage into 5v4 team fights if you want to take them. If they don't match you, you're getting 700 gold, pushing nonstop, nothing they can do about it. It's just win-win every time. That's your whole game plan.
In my head, because I am actually so strong, I feel like me getting potentially tier 2 side lane, and especially after we just lost the previous fight before that right there, I feel like I am so much more valuable being part of the fight, because I notice the fights are very, very finicky, that I better be there and use my power instead of maybe getting even 700 more gold and maybe pulling one person to me that's absolutely completely worthless compared to me.
Well,
do you know what I mean? Like the value of
but
my existence in the game, and whoever can match me and draw him from their team and for the 4v4 fight, it's more value for them matching me in the side lane and preventing me from taking the tower.
Well, yeah,
because
but
if somebody matches me side lane, I'm not taking the tower. So
right.
just removing the big Azir from the team.
No.
That's my headache there.
Like I just said, if you go side and they match you, then you have tempo advantage, meaning you can roam and create fights that they are down a man because the other person has to stay there. Let's say, for example, create a little scenario. You push this.
I push up, they match me, and I can now first move to whatever fight is going to.
Right, and
basically like early game again, all over again.
Right, tempo is the entire game. Minion waves are the entire game. That's why this side lane shit's so important. Because now let's say you head over and they go, instead of pushing the waves out like they should, they match you. Then you just don't team fight. Then you go, oh look, they're just gonna bleed. Then you go back to the side lane. You make them have to, they have to chase you. If you are being the stronger one in the side lane is a win condition in itself. They can't think it's so hard to deal with somebody that knows how to. That is why these players, if I could find a Pobelter, a Pobelter VOD of Azir that I watched, I was watching a stream one day, it was a perfect example of this, because you will see, actually you can pull up any challenger VOD of an Azir player, especially an actual good player. I would look more for not a one trick Azir, but a
just challenger mid laner.
Yeah, a good mid laner, rookie, showmaker. Watch them play Azir. You will see this because it's very hard to deal with. It's Azir's main win condition. He can't. Nobody can match him when he's ahead. You can't. And I could do that on Ori, right? If I try to do the same thing on Ori, I could win 1v1. But if someone comes for me, I can't get away. So, but Azir, you can't be yanked in the side lane. You can do whatever the fuck you want the entire game. So it's super, super hard to deal with. That's why when Azir's strong and in the meta, when his laning's strong and he can come out and he can actually win lanes, that's why he's so fucked up. because then he goes to a side lane and you can't touch him.
Interesting.
So that is why. And then, like you said, the other important part, you said the fights were finicky. The fights are super finicky. That's another reason why it's important to play this way, because then it takes the fight from a 50-50. Oh, one teammate could just fuck up the whole thing. Takes from a 50-50 to like a way higher % chance of winning, because you're at least making it 5v4.
So,
because like now this, if you look, because of the 2 throws, Lily is now 9.6k gold. She got like 3k gold in like 3 minutes. So Set's still way ahead, but you know, because like your teammates' gold doesn't really matter. It's your gold that matters. If you have the most gold in the game, you're the only one that you can only control yourself. So if you have, like, that's why the worst games are when you have all assists. Everybody else gets fed on your team, you get all assists, and then you know they're not going to fucking carry you, and then they don't, and you didn't have the gold to carry. It's just the worst. So your gold is what matters, and we haven't seen you fix a side wave. Like, see what Set's doing? That's why this Set...
Yeah.
He's level 14. Look how much gold. 11.3. You should be matching that, if not have more. Because you're Azir. He's actually gankable a bit. He has to actually fight the 1v2. So if he doesn't think he can win it...
Away all the time. Someone gets away all the time, collapsed on and gets kills back, and then he also escapes or whatnot. I don't know how this guy only died twice for so long.
Right, so like he basically has to either 1v2 or like sometimes have to give up waves and pressure if people are coming for him. But you can always escape. Fat wave. Honestly, if your TP was up, if you hold the... Also, this is the power of mid-tier 1 right here. The fact that you guys can be up this far is because of this. Because they know they can't, if they try to chase you or whatever, or fight, like your tower's right there. That's why this tier 1's so strong. You guys are still...
Here's a little bit of hope rebuild. Like the fight kind of planned out how it's supposed to be built out. Here this guy dies. I drift after him as well. I don't get the kill. He kills me here as well.
Rise level 14.
Yeah, he kills me here.
Yeah, now the game's over. Now the game's definitely over.
That's when you realize, oh, the child has grown up. Fuck. Daddy Rise is back in the game.
Yeah, Rise is back in the game. We still haven't touched these... It hurts my soul to see these minions die. That's the kind of illness you need. You need to have an illness for these minion waves. Like,
I feel it. I can feel it. Actually,
you gotta be obsessed.
As you're spelling it out, I can feel it.
So, like, you see how you never had to take any risks this game. It's not like, oh, you gotta go in there because you guys aren't gonna win if you guys can't kill that guy. None of that shit. It's literally just, you got a lead. You took mid-tier 1. Have mid-prio. Go to a side lane. Keep farming. The lead gets bigger and bigger. By 20 minutes, you're fed as fuck. You should be as fed as this Set. If you are as fed as this Set, and he's as fed too, there is no chance in hell you guys lose this game.
Yeah.
Even if Kai'Sa's useless. Literally, you two could 2v5 the whole thing.
Yeah, it ended up being like, holy shit, our bot is so goddamn useless that we actually end up losing the game. That was my conclusion from the game afterwards. But I knew there has to be something else. So I'm kind of happy that I sent this VOD.
Yeah, I'm actually going to stop it here because that's literally the most important shit.
Yep.
We already went through.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I mean, bot lane inhibitor is like taken down 3 times over the course of the next 10 minutes or so. And we're innovating the game as well.
Wait, you did win or you lost?
No, we lose.
Oh, okay.
But the bot lane inhibitor was like a charity for the enemy team for like, I don't know, half a decade.
Now, like, it's not that there would be no value in like going further in that VOD, but I do need to play before degen hours get too bad.
No worries. That was big time. I think the best is really like trying to get that side lane priority into my head.
Yeah.
Because I think one big problem point was certainly I go side lane, I get matched in the side lane, and then I feel like I'm not being valuable enough in the side lane because I'm so strong. I should be move my team and just positively impact whatever fight is happening so we can secure whatever we are doing together, basically as a sheep group.
Right, and now there's 2 main things here to understand. One, the thing that we talked about where you already won. You don't need to do anything. You doing nothing is almost like you just pushing. So you don't need to do anything. You need to make them work to win. Second thing, you got to realize how much you are actually doing by pushing sideways. Like, it is preventing the enemy laners from playing the fucking game straight up. They literally cannot move. The best players you'll go against are the ones that make you feel like that. Where, like, anytime you try to get some sidewave prio so they can affect the game, they're already pushing before you or killing you for going further. So then you just have to sit there on the tower, wait for them to push, then they get to move and do shit, and you just have to hope they mess up somewhere. So
interesting. That was definitely big. I appreciate it.
That's. I mean,
I'm really, really curious. I like genuinely. There were a few moments where I had a smile. Where I'm like, "God damn, nice." Like, I can sit there and figure it a bit on my own, but it's like I am not Charlie, so you kind of need somebody else to kind of tell you it who's been there already, just as a confirmation. Like I have that when I coach people on Azir and they're like gold, plat, or diamond. And I see they already have the right ideas, and like some people already had the right ideas. And after literally half of the ideas that I tried to teach them again, some of them they already had. I just confirmed these ideas for them. And next thing you know, 4 weeks later, they ranked up 4 divisions, and now instead of gold, they're plat 4.
Right.
And whether they're silver 1 or bronze or whatever, and some ideas you just need to hear from somebody else because you see it, but because you are not that rank or you are not that person, you kind of need to hear it from that person.
Yeah.
And that person needs to verify it for you. And then you can like pursue it a bit more of confidence.
Right. So like I learned through like just from like playing for so long, I learned just through like all these things I'm telling you are things I had to learn the hard way. Just through like the cycle of figuring it all out. Like doing this, it didn't like that doesn't work, watching better players. But Dopa is like the real. That's who really taught me how the game was supposed to be played, like from a risk reward like standpoint. He's like you should actually watch Dopa VODs of him playing TF because TF's win condition is very similar to Azir, and you will see Dopa is so good. Like his map movements and rotations are so good. He always has tempo advantage, which is important for TF, but that's like what makes him so good. And you'll see how he plays the sideways, how he always has 10 CS per minute when he decides to move to fights and when he doesn't, and you'll learn a lot that way. But
mega interesting.
You would definitely see a big difference in your gameplay consistency wise, fixing what we just talked about that for 110%.
There's definitely a couple points that struck out hard to me, and I'm glad you found them and mentioned them as well. Even though there was like a classical autopilot 3 a.m. whatever game. It looks like we're smurfing on them, and then suddenly we lose the game anyway. That's just one of these classic. That's very, very great, actually.
Yeah, like I said, I learned the hard way. Like, it happened so fast. Like, it's just, oh, shit. We just lost.
especially in Master, I feel like you guys can have 25-5 score. You lose one team fight. You give away 3 shutdowns and 1 fight, and the game is done.
Yep.
Even though you're still like a whole item ahead of everybody else, but for some reason, the enemy win 1 fight, they get 1 time each, like 3 shutdowns, and for some reason, the enemy team suddenly starts winning, even though the team score is fucking 25-5.
Right.
And I feel this is so unique to Masters in my opinion.
Yeah, because the players are better. Like probably mechanically, they're mechanically better. Yeah.
That's so big. Cool. That was definitely a nice talk. I appreciate it big time.
Yeah, no problem. I hope it helped. I'm going to shit. Hold on, I'm just trying to decide what the fuck I want to play.
What rank you at right now?
I think 250 LP. I actually don't remember. I think 250 though. What do I play here? Versus Azir. Fuck.
Akali, Ori, Corki is shit right now. Zero.
Corki's. I mean, Zera's shit too. I'm an idiot for this. But all right. Yeah, I hope it helped. You can, ask me questions whenever through Discord. I'm gonna hop out of here though and go lose some games. But
enjoy the games for sure. I appreciate it big time once again. Definitely some things that for sure struck out to me. Definitely took something out of it. Like all of it was very, very insightful. But there's like 2-3 key things that are like happy that you told them. Completely clicked in my head. I had assumptions about it as well, but especially some of the sideline stuff and the money till the 20. Like there's some golden things that for sure. I feel like I just leveled up basically. That's
good. Perfect. That's what we're looking for.
Definitely got fucking big time value. Appreciate it, yo.
Yeah, no problem. All right, man. Have a good one. I'm out of here. Yep. Peace.
Yeah, bye-bye. Take care. Peace.